Hull did a very, very good job on the defensive end. Like, she only had 7 points, but that's fine if Azure is giving you 19 and Chelsea is giving you 35. Defensively, look, there's nowhere to hide in this. Everyone's going to get burned. Like, I don't really think it makes that much of a difference if someone gets burned. She was the primary defender on Marina Mabry, who went 8 for 25 from the field and 1 of 12 from 3, which is a mental number to look at. Shot 1 of 5 from 3 herself, which isn't ideal, but she got 2 big steals, dove on a couple of loose balls, and that's all you really want to see from Lexi Hull.
The silence in the room was deafening. Lexi Hull, a player who gives everything on the court, now faces an ultimatum that could redefine her entire career. She isn't just a role player. She's an unmatched force whose true, specialized genius has been overlooked by much of the basketball world. This isn't about stats. It's about a unique skill set that teams are only just beginning to fully appreciate. But for the franchise that built her, that recognition may come at the steepest price imaginable, with a stunning and unexpected move threatening to pull her away and leave the team in disarray. The implications are seismic. She has given her all, yet the league's financial realities are poised to deliver a harsh, game-changing blow. This isn't merely a contract negotiation. It's a battle for a truly irreplaceable player, and the rejection she faces could become the catalyst for an unprecedented upheaval.
1 of 5 from 3 herself, which isn't ideal, but she got 2 big steals, dove on a couple of loose balls, and that's all you really want to see from Lexi Hull. You want to see a level of effort that that's almost unmatched at the W level. Like, you have to that's what you kind of have to see if you're a Fever fan. That's what you want to see, and that's what you want to see if you're the Fever, by the way, because it's a very interesting situation, because Lexi is a restricted free agent. She's not reserved, which means other teams can offer her money. It is going to be a scary thing, though, because I do think there is going to be...
Last night, Lexi Hull showed up doing Lexi Hull things. She was an offensive juggernaut, scoring only 7 points, but her impact transcended the box score, and that's where the misunderstanding begins. Her value isn't measured in buckets, but in pure, unfiltered effort and defensive mastery. She's a mediocre offensive player who works relentlessly, a streaky shooter who still managed to knock down a crucial late 3. But the real story isn't the points she scored. It's the defensive clinic she put on, completely shutting down an opponent's key player. It was a performance that should have analysts shouting her praises from the rooftops, yet often goes unnoticed, feeding a narrative that continues to undervalue her singular contributions.
Because Lexi is a restricted free agent. She's not reserved, which means other teams can offer her money. It is going to be a scary thing, though, because I do think there is going to be teams. We don't know what way things are. Like, with the way the max contract is, no one's going to give her a max, obviously. However, I do think, you might see, let's just say a max is 1.3 mil. You might see a team offer like 800k to Lexi. And I think the Fever have to match it. If someone offers Lexi a max, I think it's a really tough thing to match. Because you're not going to...
As the primary defender on Marina Mabry, Lexi forced her into a shocking 8-4, 25 shooting night from the field, and an abysmal 1 for 12 from beyond the arc. Think about that for a second. Those numbers are unreal, a direct testament to Hull's relentless pressure and defensive prowess. This wasn't just good defense. This was game-altering, team-carrying defense that dictated the flow of the entire contest. She wasn't simply guarding. She was suffocating, turning every shot into a battle and every possession into a grueling war. Yet because these contributions don't always translate into highlight reels, they're often dismissed, further amplifying the quiet rejection of her true value in a league obsessed with flashy offense.
To Lexi, and I think the Fever have to match it. If someone offers Lexi a max, I think it's a really tough thing to match, because you're not going to be able to keep. You're not going to be able to fix that power forward spot. You're just not. You're going to have to pray that Sophie Cunningham can play the 4, or that you're able to draft a power forward, which, I'm going to be real, there's not going to be any good ones. Marta Suarez is not the answer. Yarden Garzone is not the answer. Little Paige Bugs is not the answer. Anna Stolke in the second round is probably not the answer. But if we're being honest, she did exactly what you want to see. She's not going to be...
Beyond the numbers, Lexi's effort level is practically unmatched in the WNBA. She's the Energizer Bunny who dives on every loose ball, secures crucial possessions, and injects undeniable grit into her team. This isn't just hustle. It's a skill, a deliberate commitment to outwork every single opponent on the court. While other players may have more natural athleticism or scoring touch, Lexi's sheer will and determination create an almost unfair advantage. Her ability to consistently bring this level of intensity is what truly sets her apart, making her a foundational piece for any team, a factor current organization may be tragically overlooking as they assess her long-term value.
On loose balls like Lexi, nobody else is going to run and be a genuine nuisance on the defensive end like Lexi. I think I've always said this, where I'm like, she's significantly more that of a pest than she is a lockdown defender, and that's fine. There's different types of defense. Shot rim protectors versus lockdown defenders are two completely different things. Post interior defenders versus rim protectors are two very different things. For example, someone that could be a really good post defender is big, strong, good at guarding back to the basket post players.
But here's the kicker. Lexi Hull is a restricted free agent, and this isn't mere formality. It's a ticking time bomb for her current team. Other franchises, now recognizing her unparalleled defensive impact and relentless motor, can swoop in with tempting offers at any moment. That reality creates a frightening predicament, a financial tug-of-war for a player whose true value is only now being fully understood across the league. The quiet acknowledgement of her unique skill set by opposing general managers represent a massive threat, turning what should be a routine re-signing into a high-stakes poker game that could easily see her slip away.
Good at getting weak side blocks as far as guards are concerned, like a Caitlin Clark. And then, again, your stoppers like a Raven Johnson or a Jackie Young. But with Lexi Hull, she's different because she is the best at what she does. She is the best. I use the word defensive playmaker, as in she as an individual disrupts your offense because of the amount of charges she draws. You can't run specific sets against Lexi Hull because of the way that she's able to go skinny on those screens and take the contact from the offensive player and the screener. She basically stops the offensive player and their screener from being able to rub shoulder.
Imagine a scenario where a team offers Lexi Hull a contract in the range of $800,000, especially with a max sitting around $1.3 million. Her current team, the Fever, would almost certainly be forced to match it, not as a choice, but as a necessity to retain a player whose value is so unique and difficult to replace. But what happens if another team pushes even higher, creeping toward a max offer? That's when the situation becomes truly dire and painfully hard to match. It would trigger an internal crisis, forcing the organization to confront the devastating possibility of losing her altogether, a prospect that should make any fan lose their mind.
Fever, we just need somebody to guard them, which Fever don't have. But what Lexi Hull brings is so hard to replicate. And we're seeing it on Unrivaled as well. It's it is just Energizer Bunny will dive on everything. There is an effort level and an energy level that every player, it's a skill. To play as hard as Lexi Hull does is a skill. Because there's no such thing as a pro basketball player who isn't trying. Lexi Hull, the way she's able to see the ball, if Lexi Hull was just diving on random loose balls everywhere, she'd be reckless. She'd be JC Sheldon. But there's a big difference between the way the two of them play, and it's significantly less reckless.
Losing Lexi Hull wouldn't just mean losing a player. It would create a massive void at the power forward spot. The team would be forced to hope that improving options like Sophie Cunningham or a late draft pick could somehow fill those enormous shoes. And let's be honest, the available power forward talent in the draft isn't the solution. Names like Mara Des-Suarez, Yarden Garzo, or even Annesley in the second round simply don't provide the same immediate impact or unique skill set. This potential loss wouldn't be just a roster change. It would be a fundamental blow to the team's defensive identity and long-term strategy. A true moment of despair.
It's a bad thing for someone who looked like she might have been out of the league. She was on track to maybe being out of the league 2 years ago, to now being that type of player, and people wondering should the Fever match any price someone pays. The only thing is that she is almost not that she's a culture setter, but she's a good player for culture. So I could see a team like a fucking Sky or an expansion team offering her a stupid contract. I think there is a world where maybe Portland, because I know Toronto probably won't, because they're going to offer Bridget Carlton something stupid. And I think they would choose that over Lexi, but I think it might.
Lexi Hull isn't a traditional lockdown defender. She's a defensive playmaker, and that distinction matters. She doesn't just guard her assignment. She disrupts entire offensive systems, drawing charges at an elite level and forcing opposing coaches to abandon specific sets out of fear of early foul trouble for their best players. That's not just defense, it's strategic warfare, turning opponents' strengths into weaknesses. Her ability to go skinny through screens, absorb contact while getting hit, nullify actions, and force moving screen violations reflects an advanced offensive IQ that few players possess. She dismantles offenses, creates turnovers, frustrates opponents into reckless fouls, and provides a level of tactical brilliance that often goes unnoticed by casual observers, proving she's far more than a hustle player. Her value is nearly impossible to replicate. You can't simply find another player with her combination of relentless motor, defensive intelligence, and charge-drawing mastery. While elite scorers still require